Good morning. Good morning, 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 good morning. It is a wonderful Wednesday morning, a good day to have a good day. Happy and blessed we should be, and happy we should be, blessed we are to be in the land of the living. We are on the wake-up list this morning. Let's give all thanks and praises to the Most High, and thank you so very much for starting your Wednesday off with us here at the GBN on Good Morning Grenada. Always a pleasure, always appreciate your listenership and your viewership. Good morning and welcome to the folks joining us on the GBN Grenada Broadcasting Network's Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, the website www.gbn.gd, GBN TV channel 7, 11 and 20. Good morning to the listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9, and all the folks joining us on Party Grenada and Go to Fat Facebook pages. To all our viewers and listeners across the Caribbean, whichever part of the region you are, a spicy Grenadian 473 morning to each and every one of you. And those of you joining us internationally, whichever part of the world you are, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hope you will have a good day, are having a good day, have had a good day. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into this morning's word of the day. This morning's word of the day is verklempt. Verklempt. It's spelled V-E-R-K-L-E-M-P-T. Verklempt. It is an adjective which means overly emotional and unable to speak. Verklempt. It is an American colloquialism from Yiddish verklempt, which means overcome with emotion. It also comes from the German word which means inhibited or uptight, literally pinched or squeezed. The past participle of verklemmen, to become stuck. Verklempt was popularized by the TV show Saturday Night Live in 1991. That's the word of the day this morning, verklempt. It's spelled V-E-R-K-L-E-M-P-T. It's an adjective which means overly emotional and unable to speak. You know, when you're crying and you can't talk, that kind of vibe. An example of the use of the word: listening to your story, I'm a little verklempt myself. Give me a second. Talk among yourselves. There, I feel better. Another example of the use of the word: I'm so verklempt, he says. I need a hug. She assumes he's being sarcastic, but when she glances at him, he's teared up for real. Word of the day this morning, verklempt, V-E-R-K-L-E-M-P-T, an adjective which means overly emotional and unable to speak. Word of the day this morning. So you see, there's a word for everything. So that's what when you're crying and that's how to be dramatic in the dance. That is verklempt, you know. You're emotional and you can't form words, you can't string together a proper sentence because you're unable to speak because you're filled with emotion. And that's what verklempt is, really. How to be dramatic. All right, let's go. Let's see what's the thought of today. This morning's thought of today is a simple one, but I think it's of profound thought. The thought for today is: it's not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. It's not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. We all are dealing with different things in our lives, different emotions, different situations, and it's not necessarily the load itself, but it's how you take it on. It's how you internalize it. It's how you deal with your emotions. That's what the thought is about. So sometimes it's not that it's not that you can't buy food to eat today, but it's how you start to take it on and you start to stress yourself and can't sleep. And so it's not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. So keep that in mind for the thought of today, and keep that in mind for all the situations you're going through. There's always a way to deal with it. First and foremost, seek the Almighty, but there's always a way to deal with it. So the thought of today is not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. All right, let's see what is celebrated today before we get into this morning's Olympic feature. This morning's or today is celebrated as Be Someone Day. Be Someone Day. And it's called Be Someone Day. Yes, it's called Be Someone Day because it celebrates and reminds us that every year there is a way to end child abuse and seek justice for victims of child abuse. The aim of the day is to encourage adults to recognize instances of child abuse around them and to speak up about it. You can make a difference in 10 seconds or less by simply reporting such cases to your local authorities. You can be that someone who recognizes, reports child abuse and helps a child and or victim. We can commit to reporting child abuse, and on July 21st, take the pledge to be the person to make a difference in a child's life. Most importantly, be someone prepared to report when a child trusts you enough and tells you they are experiencing abuse. Be Someone Day, it's all focusing on child abuse, recognizing it, and most importantly, reporting it. That's what today is celebrated as. So if you know of a situation where a child needs assistance, report it. Whether it's to the police, the Child Protection Authority. If you're a student or a friend of the victim, tell a parent, tell your pastor in the church, tell your teacher, tell someone. Be that someone that recognizes child abuse and be that someone to report it. So that's what Be Someone Day is all about today. A reminder that we as adults, and I guess as well peers, children, we can make a difference for the children who are undergoing child abuse, and we can help seek justice for the victims. An important day, so I thought it necessary to share that with you this morning out of all the things celebrated today. All right, and now as we get ready for the morning edition of news and the repeat of last evening's newscast, first of all, we're going to get into the Olympic feature for this morning, and this morning we're featuring the lone female track and field athlete representing Grenada at the 2021 Olympics, Melanie Rodney. Stick and stay. Good morning, Grenada. We'll be right back. Melanie Rodney is Grenada's first female to win a medal at any Olympic level. In 2014, she represented Grenada at the 2014 Junior Olympic Games in China, where she became the first Grenadian to win a Junior Olympic medal when she won bronze in the women's 400 meters. In that same year, she was named Grenada's Athlete of the Year. In 2016, she was a part of the women's 4x400 meter relay team, which secured Grenada a silver medal at the 2016 OECS Track and Field Championships with teammates Amanda Crawford, Kenisha Pascal and Kanika Beckles. The 23-year-old ran a new personal best of 51.32 seconds in the 400 meters at the Pac-12 Track and Field Championships in May, a time that qualified her for this year's Olympic Games. Rodney will be the first UCLA-affiliated athlete in history to compete for Grenada at the Summer Olympics. The national 400 400-meter sprinter recently graduated with a bachelor's degree from the University of California, Los Angeles, or UCLA, after majoring in sociology.
Follow the summer heat as our double Olympic 400-meter medalist, Kirani James, world javelin champion, Anderson Peters, our Melanie Rodney, Lyndon Victor, joined forces with swimmers, Kimberly Ince and Delron Felix in the pursuit of the ultimate dream, Olympic gold and glory. Follow every race, every throw, and splash in the pool. Live on GBN television from Friday, July 23rd to Sunday, August 8th. It's the Summer Olympic Games in Tokyo. The dream
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Labour Senator Andre Lewis has alleged that a motion standing in his name has been seemingly hijacked. During the recent sitting of the Upper House of Parliament, Senator Lewis stated that he knew nothing about the tabled motion, which was a far cry from the original motion. Jared Joseph has that story.
There is a motion that is purportedly standing in my name on this other papers that I know absolutely nothing about.
These were some of the missing parts in the original motion to be tabled by Senator Andre Lewis.
And whereas in light of the above, making the vaccination mandatory may lead ultimately to more industrial disputes and confrontation between employer and employee, which will not be in the best interest of the country at this time.
Senator Lewis impressed that the original motion was included in the order paper on June 2nd. However, the motion was not tabled due to accepted reasons.
Two should be that no worker should suffer any loss of benefits, pay, etc., for not taking the vaccine. Three, that where workers are coerced into taking the vaccine, the employer should be liable where there are adverse reactions associated with vaccination.
GBN, as is customary, receives a copy of the order paper and relating documents from the Grenada Houses of Parliament.
4. Employers must consider securing adequate health insurance for all workers in the face of the new challenge brought on by COVID-19. 5. That there should be at least 2 brands of vaccine to allow for choices on the part of those wishing to be vaccinated. 6. that workers who are not vaccinated ought to be tested periodically and be required and expected to function in accordance with strict enforcement of the protocols. 7, that the state ought to put measures in place to support a proactive education campaign throughout Grenada, Carriacou and Petit-Martinique to highlight the pros and cons of taking the vaccine.
The senator noted that the integrity of the clerk of parliament and his staff is not in question. He said the clerk was immediately notified of the incorrect motion on July 9th and promised to remedy the mistakes or inconsistencies. However, up to the date of the Senate sitting, no corrections were made. Senator Lewis highlighted that due to the incorrect motion, it was not debated. President of the Senate, Chester Humphrey, in providing clarity, acknowledged that an error occurred during the process of sending out the order paper, which caused a withdrawn motion to be included.
It was a genuine mistake made at the clerk's office, for which the clerk has taken ownership. These things do happen. And I am satisfied that there was no nefarious other activities or goings on that is responsible for this.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Opposition Senator Rolanda McQueen says she is for vaccination in Grenada, but believes that enough has not been done to properly educate the population on the subject. The senator, along with a medical doctor from the United States, Kenneth Roberts, gave their 2 pence on the matter. More in this report.
Newly appointed senator to the opposition, Rolanda McQueen, has made her stand as it relates to vaccination in Grenada. The senator, who is fully vaccinated, is in full support of getting Grenada to its herd immunity stage, but believes that the choice of vaccination should be that of the people and not anyone else. In a recent press conference, McQueen said that vaccination can bring the country back to some normalcy.
Many people said that they don't plan to take the vaccine, citing fears about safety and concern about the vaccine being so new. I believe the vaccine can help us to return to some form of normal after almost 1.5 years of very strenuous circumstances across all sectors of our society.
McQueen stated that recent debates over the pros and cons of vaccination has been riddled with fear, mistrust, and lack of clear factual information, making it difficult for Grenadians to make the right choice when it comes to the AstraZeneca vaccine. She said the present strategy should be changed.
Instead of politicians playing games with the minds of people, medical experts must be deployed across the country in all communities to speak with the people while addressing their fears, their concern, and their desperate need for clarity. When the government itself appears suspicious in its approach and rumors circulating that not all government ministers have taken the vaccine, then these conspiracy theories will find fertile ground in the people's fear and mistrust. In our haste to reopen the country fully, let us not forget that Grenada exists for its citizens, and true cooperation and involvement of the citizens does not come from fear or bullying.
Also at the media conference was Dr. Kenneth Roberts, a medical doctor and regional medical director in the Vedant North region from the United States. Roberts, who also had Grenadian parents, spoke of COVID-19 and his medical experiences in North Carolina.
Concern. Many people hear a lot of different things on social media, especially that caused doubt and a lot of fear. How in my community in North Carolina, how we have combated this was simply by getting out to the people, healthcare professionals, and speaking to people about what the problems are.
The press conference was held on Tuesday, July 20th. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
The Ministry of Health has conducted its first trial run of the COVID-19 vaccine ID. That's according to Minister for Health Nicholas Steele. More in this report.
Are looking at a pilot late this week, between today and the end of the week, to launch a pilot where we would have a picture picture ID vaccination card for those who choose to get one. It is not mandatory, but it really will facilitate individuals who want to go to fully vaccinated events.
The announcement of government's plan to introduce identification cards for people who take the COVID-19 vaccine was first announced by Health Minister Nicholas Steele on June 1st. This plan is now well on its trial and implementation stages, as disclosed by Minister Steele on Tuesday during government's weekly post-cabinet briefing.
Last week there was a trial run on the electronic version of the vaccine ID. The site went up for a while, and individuals, quite a lot of individuals, accessed it to check, and so. And I'm hoping that it will be permanently up this week. Should be back up, if not today, by tomorrow for the electronic version. And we're hoping by the end of this week to begin a trial on the actual vaccine hard ID, picture ID.
During the trial stages, some gray spots were identified, and so the minister is encouraging people to make adjustments and changes where necessary.
We are seeing some issues where individuals, when they came for their second dose, the name was spelled differently, or middle initial was used as opposed to middle name or so, and that has created some issues with the system. So it is very possible that individuals, when they're checking, they may only see one dose. What that means is, based on the way they have put their name on, that the system is picking up one version of that, and that they would just need to come in, verify with the ministry, so that we can make the adjustments as to whether it was a spelling error in entering their names, leaving out the middle initial, or an error with the date of birth or so.
Minister Steele explained the type of vaccine ID and where persons can access it.
So persons can go online, they will get an electronic version of their vaccination card or vaccination ID. And the reason for it, it's giving two versions: the fully electronic version that persons can keep on their phone or print out on a piece of paper, and a ID style similar to your driver's license, same size, for portability and integrity. Either system is linked to what is called a QR code that allows anybody anywhere in the world to verify the validity of it. In scanning the QR code, it immediately queries our database and will verify the information that is on the card, so a person can't fake the information.
Christelina John, GBN News.
There was no additional cost in the recent internal rebranding of the Grenada Tourism Authority. So says Chairman Barry Collymore, who instead impressed that the GTA had witnessed cost savings through the allocation of their budget to specialists in particular areas. Collymore also highlighted that the new Chief Executive Officer, Petra Roach, will have the full reign of her position. A mentorship program was highlighted during the recent sit-down with the media. Let's get the details.
Consolidating the marketing of Grenada via specialists has garnered immediate returns, such as being upgraded to the United Kingdom's green list for travel. GTA Chairman Barry Collymore said the recent changes within the organization have facilitated an expansion of the marketing team for Grenada. Collymore was fully confident in the team that has been put together to be led by the new CEO. He also addressed concerns of the daily operations being led by the minister or board of directors.
Let me give you an example of what happened before. We did not have a substantive marketing manager and had not had one for over a year. So that meant then that the board had a committee made up of a number of volunteers who helped the marketing team manage and perform the job of marketing manager. All of that now we will no longer need to do.
As part of the new structure, CEO Petra Roach noted that talent acquisition is a high point on their agenda. Emil Edwards was appointed as the Grenadian face in the UK under the GTA's newly introduced mentorship program.
It's very important that we look now to getting youngsters who are bright and who are passionate and who are energetic to come into the organisation and to be given a really strong, solid foundation.
Roach said the mentorship program will be open loan to any member of the GTA team.
It obviously is giving access in terms of number of man hours each week with the senior management team, including myself, having exposure to these international companies and going in and working as insets to see how they run their businesses and what their priorities are.
The CEO impressed that this program forms part of the rebranding and refocusing efforts of the GTA to become the gold standard of being the best and having the best employees in the industry. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The transport sector and small business operators stand to benefit from a two-part initiative geared towards supporting them. Let's get more.
With the challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic and its impact on various sectors, the transport sector too has been hard hit. Minister for Infrastructure Nolan Cox says they are working on a two-part initiative that will help them out of their present situation.
However, the Ministry of Finance, with support from the Caribbean Development Bank, we are currently working on a COVID-19 relief support to provide support not only to the omnibus sector, but also small businesses. And that support is in the form of a very soft loan.
He explained how it works.
Some of the persons who have challenges, who would have taken a moratorium from their lending institutions and are now faced with extra charges, that they can borrow such monies to pay out those interest charges that they incurred at a repayment rate of just I think 1.5%, and they have 3 years grace period to start to repay.
The final details on how much can be accessed are still being worked on, he says.
They have asked us to put a halt on the adding new buses into the sector, so as to minimize the competitiveness. Cabinet, at the same time, coincidentally, we are working on a market study with support from the Caribbean Development Bank, and that coincide with their requests for a moratorium. And Cabinet have decided to accede to such. We are looking towards commencing with the moratorium from the 1st of August.
As it relates to concession for bus operators, the minister says they have been engaging in extensive discussions. Chrislina John, GBN News.
The Child Protection Authority is calling for an increase in foster parents as the number of children in state care vastly outweighs the number of foster carers in Grenada.
Foster care is widely referred to as a system in which a minor has been placed into a ward, group home, or private home of a state-certified caregiver, referred to as a foster parent, or with a family member approved by the state. The placement of the child is normally arranged through the government or a social service agency. Foster care is intended to be a short-term solution until a permanent placement can be made. Alternative Care Supervisor at the Child Protection Authority, Chanel Phillip, says it is part of CPA's mandate to make sure that children who have been removed from their family homes have the best care available to them through its foster care system.
Child Protection Authority is mandated by the Child Protection and Adoption Act to safeguard and protect all children at risk of or suffering from abuse. So under that mandate, part of our work is having investigations into family life, and if absolutely necessary, the children are removed from their family homes for their safety and protection. When that happens, we need foster carers to help look after those children while they cannot be with their birth family. Currently, we have about 200 children in state care, and we have about 64 foster carers, with half of those being kinship carers, which means that they only care for their family. So that leaves my number of foster carers just to foster any child who comes into the system at a very low, approximately 30. So we're in desperate need of carers to assist us with the children who are coming into the system.
When asked about the requirements to be a foster parent, Phillip elaborated.
In the initial stage, the only requirement is that you're aged between 21 and 70. Anything after that is individual assessment basis. So you can be married, you can be single, you can be renting, you can own your home, you can live with your family, i.e. your parents, could be, you know, all your individual circumstances will be assessed individually. So once you've filled out an application form, you'll be then contacted by a child protection officer who will come and meet with you and see your home, see the space that it is you say you have to offer to give the child. And we'll do an in-depth assessment with you, talking about your childhood, your past relationships, your views on religion, your views on punishing a child, on corporal punishment as it's known.
Adoption will also be one of the focuses of the authorities' drive to inform Grenadians on its processes. Phillips says adoption is the final resort after foster care if a child cannot be returned to a home.
You can adopt a child in Grenada. And as I said earlier, the children who come into the state's care and their parents or their circumstance that led them to be removed cannot be rectified in their best interest, and they cannot return to their birth parents or to kin. We then look at adoption for them.
For GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Grenadians and other young Caribbean innovators issued a call to action during the Caribbean Development Bank's recently held 51st annual meeting. We get the details in this Krista Campbell report.
Be bold. Don't fear failure. Think differently about education. These were some of the key messages coming from the panel of young global and regional entrepreneurs in the final seminar of the Caribbean Development Bank's recently ended 51st annual meeting of its Board of Governors. In the seminar, panelists underlined the actions and thinking needed in the Caribbean to advance innovation, with a major point of discussion being how the education system can assist in developing innovators. Grenadian founder and Chief Executive Officer of Akata Farms, Bevan Shadell Charles, shared her thoughts on the current education system and called for a rethink of the role of the education sector.
Education plays a part not only for the development of our workforce, but creating mindsets. I don't think we're building enough innovators. So then we have to change our methodology of how we are going to approach learning.
Carlton Cummings, Barbadian co-founder of Acceleron, also commented on the education system in the Caribbean and zeroed in on the value of critical thinking.
We actually are doing relatively well when it comes to the global context of education. What I think though, because everything could do with some improvement, one of the things we do a lot of education on how to learn, how to take information in, how to absorb it. One of the things I think we need to do improvement on is how to think.
In addition to the panel discussion, the seminar featured Grenadian Brandon Brathwaite, winner of the Caribbean Development Bank's Youth Spoken Word Contest. Here's an excerpt from his winning piece.
Satoshi Tajiri was interested in collecting bugs and made sport of it in his neighborhood. Nowadays, a child with such interest would be labeled weird as he's not in his books. He managed to capture and record all their characteristics and made a directory of these creatures. And while educating himself in game design, became the brainchild of the world's most successful media franchise, Pokemon. Truth be told, he had the rarest education in this world, the education of oneself. Satoshi, had he been a Caribbean youth, would have been boggled with questions of what type of doctor, lawyer, or businessman he wants to be. Sadly, had this been true, the world would never know Pikachu.
This year's seminar also showcased expressions from young leaders around the region, calling for public policy that promotes innovation, resilience, and inclusive sustainable development. Krista Campbell, GBN News.
A national cleanup campaign targeting white goods and bulky items is now on a less than 48 hours countdown. July 22nd to 24th are the dates set for the nationwide cleanup. We get the details in this report.
The Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority has recognized the need for a nationwide cleanup campaign after accessing its services and the response from the public. Myrna Julian, Public Relations Officer at the authority, says despite the positive reactions in terms of the disposal of regular household waste, Challenges have been identified in compliance for white goods and bulky items.
And even reluctance on the part of some householders especially to use the collection service. And so based on our assessment of what we're seeing in some communities, and based on feedback that we are getting from the Ministry of Health, especially when it comes to vector control and the vector control officers, doing the household inspections, etc., we have been observing that quite a lot of our residents, they're holding on to quite a lot of bulky items around the homes, and this leads to quite a number of concerns.
Public health concerns, she notes, are the major worry, especially during the rainy season, which facilitates the breeding of mosquitoes and the spread of vector-borne diseases.
And where you have clusters of, small bits of lumber, and you have broken up utensils and so on out there, and they're in clusters around your home, you'd also have the breeding of other vermin rats and so on. So we also have the concerns as they relate to, apart from the dengue fever, leptospirosis by rats. And the other issue has to do with us currently being in the rainy season, of course, the hurricane season. And once you have these vessels and these items outside, the potential for these items to become airborne during gusty, windy conditions. So we're praying that we do not have a storm or hurricane.
Julian is urging the general public to maximize on the initiative, as well as the other services offered for the safe removal of waste. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The Sandals Foundation has joined the United States nonprofit Hands Across the Sea to pilot a literacy program targeting parental and community involvement. Details in this report.
The Sandals Foundation and Hands Across the Sea are collaborating to refurbish and outfit 65 school libraries across Grenada, St. Lucia, and Antigua, with data from the Ministries of Education across the Eastern Caribbean islands indicating deficits in early learning at the pre-primary level. The Sandals Foundation has joined the United States nonprofit Hands Across the Sea to pilot a literacy program targeting parental and community involvement. The new Early Readers pilot program is also supported by the Republic Bank and other local organizations and personnel. Results from this pilot will be used as a model for the next 5 schools that will be involved in the second phase of the project in the 2021-2022 school year and for implementation in other OECS countries. In January, despite challenges presented by COVID-19, the local coordinators, who are both retired education officers, safely provided digital and on-site support to teachers and parents, allowing for the rotation of 7 book titles over a 2-week period, with students across 5 schools, namely River Sally Preschool, Nehemiah Preschool, Windsor Forest Preschool, Limes Preschool, and Parkview Preschool. Led by 2 of Grenada's Literacy Links educators, Gloria Bonaparte and Bernadette John, the Early Readers pilot program saw close to 100 boys and girls between ages 3 and 5, and over 30 adults recently gathered at the National Stadium to share lessons learned and best practices following the successful completion of the literacy program. Bernadette John says the data shows that some children are advancing to the primary level without basic literacy skills. She added that research indicates early literacy intervention is more effective at an early age. She believes with this program, gaps that exist can be filled at an early stage, as any time past grade 6 might be too late. Going forward, the Literacy Links hopes to see even greater parental involvement both at home and school. 5 new schools will be taken on board from October 2021, while work will continue with the 5 schools used in the pilot phase. For GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
Do
state-of-the-art Ultratech gasoline and diesel. Available only at Rubis stations.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable, and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. It is now 18 and a half minutes after 7 o'clock. Those of you just joining us, happy to have you. Those of you who stuck with us, thanks for your patience. I have joining me as my virtual guest this morning is no stranger to the Grenadian public. He is an ambassador, a cultural ambassador, a playwright. He's into everything cultural, and he's here to tell us this morning about a little cultural relief that carnival lovers can get in August. So welcome and join me in welcoming this morning Mr. RKD Richardo Keynes Douglas. Good morning, Ricky. How you doing?
Very well. Good morning, Blossom. Good morning, everybody out there in the virtual world.
Happy to have you this morning. And I know you're bringing some good news. A lot of people who are into carnival are like, let me hear what's going on there now, because it's at this point in the year when you get into the carnival fever. But of course, COVID-19 say, put a brakes on it.
Right.
But
right.
You are the spokesperson for Solar Vision, and they are putting on a old mask competition August 1st, which is in 8 days actually. No, just about
2 weeks. About 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks. So tell us about the old mask competition taking place in the south of the island.
Well, it's going to be a lovely family event, and it takes place, as you said, on the 1st of August, which is a Sunday. And it's going to be at the Trade Center. So you know the Trade Center is massive. So it's only 30% of the people will be able to enter. So the Trade Center holds like 1,000 people. So the COVID protocols are stipulated and it's mandatory and it's in place. So only like maybe only 300 tickets will be sold, like 30% of the Trade Center. So to be spread out completely. I know the Trade Center is very, very big. So it won't be, they'll be not using the stage, we'll be using the middle coming up. So all the chairs will be on the side in the auditorium. So it will be spread right from the front of the Trade Center to the back of the Trade Center. And so the plan was that Solar Vision, which is at Ricky Bidow's the Trade Center, it's a company that sells lights and anything solar. Anything you want solar, go to Solar Vision, and that's at the Trade Center. Talk to Ricky. So he's doing that. They're doing this to just because we've been so stressed. It's a wonderful stress release, just for people to come and laugh and enjoy yourself in a safe environment. With the COVID protocols, and we just felt it was needed now to relieve a little stress. So I'm here just to give people an update on it. And it's a competition, so it's going to be fun. So we're also asking anybody who would like to take part, and the registration is free. So anybody who would like to take part in this competition, all they have to do is either can phone the Grenada Trade Center, or they can phone Marilyn McKenzie. And her number is 414-6398, 414-6398. Or Mary Romaine at 459-3622. So anybody who want to take part in this competition, you can come as an individual, you can come as a band. The band could be 5 or more, or 3. If you think of 3 as a band, is fine. And they have the most comical, the most jovial, the most creative, the best placard, the best costume. And now the world is full of things that you can have fun with. It can be political, it could be COVID, it could be anything you want to be, and be creative. And it's a fun evening. It's nothing derogatory, so it's just a nice fun evening. So I think it's really important that it's like after Ivan, after Ivan, we did Ivan, people wanted a stress release, because we've been locked up for so long. And in this case, we want a safe stress release. So we use a space where there's a lot of space, there'll be distance between everybody. And of course, you'll be wearing your mask. And so it's going to be a fun evening. So really, we're here, and the ticket's going to be at, you can get tickets starting from today at Gittins Pharmacy, all the Gittins pharmacies in Grenville, in Grand Anse, in Guelph, you can get it at Gittins in Guelph. Filbert Brothers, the supermarket, Filbert Brothers Supermarket. And of course at the Trade Center. So it's going to be fun, and I just want everybody just to come out and release yourself and bring the children. The tickets are $40 of adults and $20 for children. You can also get a group rate of 5. If you have 5 or more, we give you a group rate. So just phone the people that you say, we have 5 of us, you want to come, because things are tight in COVID times. To get a group of, it could be $5 less instead of paying $40, you pay $35 or whatever the case may be. So it's going to be a wonderful evening, and it's a group of people, as I said, who just want to bring a little comfort and joy and and excitement to family and friends, just to come and sit and release.
With the restrictions put in place by COVID-19 or caused by COVID-19, however you want to put it, why Old Mass? Of all aspects of Carnival, why Old Mass?
Well, Old Mass is a tradition of Grenada, of the Caribbean, of Carnival. And Old Mass is storytelling, right? So if you want to see anything that happens in the past year, or what's happening in the world, and the creativity of people, is to come and see Old Mass. And in the olden days, you used to look forward to Old Mass, because Old Mass is one of the primary things of Juve. Before Jab and stuff really came into play, people used to look forward to Old Mass at Juve. So you used to go down on Juve morning, and the first thing that used to come across the Carinat or St. George's in the olden days was in the middle of town was Old Mass. And that was when it was laughter and fun, and you looked forward to it. So I thought they thought that would be the best way to bring back the carnival spirit, to go back to tradition, to go back to what we know best. And again, Old Mass is a stress release. It's not a fete. It's not a party in the sense where people jam up and that kind of stuff. It's a stress release where you can space yourself, you feel safe, sit down in your own space and laugh.
The permission that has been granted to hold this event, what are some of the COVID-19 rules that have been put in place to ensure that we stick to the regulations, stick to the protocols, but fans can still enjoy themselves at the event?
Right, that's right, and permission was granted, and they applied for permission long ago. It's not like today for tomorrow. All the COVID protocols will be in place. As you must come with your mask, right? As you enter, there'll be people there taking your name, hand sanitizing you, doing the temperature test, right? And there'll be no tickets sold at the day. So if you don't, because we don't want to sell the 300 tickets and then people coming and they can't get in and all that kind of stuff. So you have to buy your ticket before coming to this space, right? So we don't want to disappoint anybody, because once we have the cutoff point of the tickets sold, that's it. So unfortunately, that's how it has to be in this day and age. So I should advise anybody who wants to come and enjoy themselves, with their family and kids, to get the tickets early. So all the COVID protocols, and when you enter the trade center, of course, it will be, everybody knows the trade center, how massive it is. So you might have, so don't tell your kid to sit in the front, because if you need that kid, you have to walk all the way from the back to the front. So it's a lot of space. So everybody will feel really, really good. And you'll see all the participants, because they'll be coming up the middle of the trade center. So it'll be on either side. The audience will be on either side, so nobody will be jammed up as if watching onto the stage. They'll be on either side of the trade center, so it'll be fun. And everybody will be wearing your mask. We have masks there, of course. If people so happens to forget their mask, but we pray, don't forget your mask. Okay, walk with your mask. And also walk with your own personal sanitizers as well. I keep telling people, slip it in your bag. You get up, you go to the washroom, whatever it is, use your sanitizer. Every little bit helps, And there's no intermission to say you're gathering, you're mixing with people and stuff. If we do mix with people, it will be all spaced out.
Somebody on the WhatsApp just caught me off guard, but the picture, granted, disclaimer, the picture looks like a young girl. She looks like a teenager, and the question is, what is Old Mass?
Well, Old Mass is a tradition where it's not pretty mass. Pretty mass is you see all the beautiful costumes and stuff. Old Mass is storytelling, where you dress up and it's with any characters. It could be an old lady, an old man, pushing something, but you're telling a message. In Old Mass is a message you're passing on to the people looking on at you. So you can have a placard that says something, that means something. I remember wonderful Derek Clouden and his brother, because Derek Clouden was a heavy-weighted man, and his brother was very, very skinny. Right? And he won first prize. I always remember that as a young man. And Derek was big, and they played Old Mass together. And Derek's sign was the brother's sign, who's skinny, was famine, and Derek's sign was the cause of famine, because he was big, he was a big man, and his brother was really, really skinny. So that kind of creativity comes into Old Mass, And again, Old Mass is storytelling. It's like Calypso. If you want to hear anything that's happening in the country or in the world, you listen to a Calypso. If you want to hear something that happened in the 1960s or 70s, you go back to Calypso, and you can get a history of what happened around that time. So the young person, whomever is asking, it's theater, and it's storytelling, and it's fun.
As a culture man yourself, what do you think this would mean for carnival lovers? Because for this, it will be the second year that we are with all the traditional events for Spice Mass. But with an Old Mass competition like this, what do you think this would do for the people who, for lack of a better word, crave the festivities of Spice Mass?
Yeah, I just think because we've been struggling a lot, and I think, we've been doing a very good job in Grenada, with the COVID. Because right now, I don't think we are COVID free. When I say COVID free, we don't have any cases and stuff, but that does not give you the freedom of dropping your guard. You still have to, even if you're vaccinated or not, you still have to take precautions. And I think, we tend to forget that. So with this happening, we have missed Carnival for 2 years. It's unemployment, there's a lack of creativity, the Calypsonians, and so they can't get work, It's been stressful. Even people who are not in Carnival, who don't take part, who depend on Carnival around, to sell stuff and things. It's really a blow towards the communities. So when you have something like this, it's like it just brings back memories. It just kind of keeps you in touch with the culture. It keeps you in touch with, at this point in life, our lives used to have something called carnival, and this was a taste of carnival. And this is the only little piece of carnival you can get, because it is controlled. It's in a space where you only allow a certain amount of people. You're not on the streets jumping up with, 300 people, 400 people mixing with sweat and spit and all that kind of stuff. So it's in a controlled environment, yet they can get a taste and still have a little feel of what the festival is all about.
They have a lot of material to work with. What are some of the topics that you expect, or some that you think an artist or artists can use in their portrayals?
Well, gosh, with so much, with what's happening in the world, just COVID alone, there's so much comedy in COVID. There's so much stuff you can do in COVID. Although, of course, COVID is a tragic thing that happened because people died and stuff. But, Caribbean people, we see the comedy in everything. I always tell people, when I was in Canada, I used to say, somebody would fall and we will laugh, ha, 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 but then we go and pick them up. That's the Caribbean mentality. It's not to say that they're being mean or anything. It's just they laugh and then they come, hey, boy, you fall down, oi, oi, oi. And then they come pick you up, So there's so much humor. There's, politics, there's just everyday humor, your neighbor's humor, your family humor. Something that happens in your house, you could take it and make a joke out of it, We don't want things that's derogatory, that's like degrading women and things like that. It's positive. In a light, in a day now where, we want to uplift people. It's all about, saying out good energy. And the youth especially, they need to know what was and what our traditions were and but we're losing that. And we have to be very, very careful that we present these things to the youth as they're growing up. And the elder folks should also bring their young people to say, this is part of us. This is who we are. This is the culture, old mass, and that should never, never be lost. And I'm a strong advocate for preservation. I know change is very important to us in the world. Change is always constant, but I believe not all change is good. Because sometimes we throw the baby out with the water, So I'm really into preservation of culture and passing it on, and because there's something called a culture wipeout, which we have to be careful about. Where things from the outside world would take prevalence in our society or a society, and because it is so powerful out there, where it comes in tends to go towards that culture, and our culture starts slowly being wiped out. Also, I call culture wipeout as something as a young generation who really don't really care, or they can't be bothered about what is passed on, what was in the past. So what happens? They neglect that and they start doing their own thing, so to speak, without while they're doing their own thing, they are wiping out the past. So we have to be careful of that. That's why passing on stories to your young children at home, it's so important, and that's how we preserve our culture. One of the reasons.
You briefly mentioned it, but just remind me again, what are the categories that the participants can enter in, or the categories being judged, and is there a cost for participants?
Great, thank you, Blossom. There is no cost to register. It's free, and registration ends on the 27th of August. July, because the show is on the 1st of August, right? And there are prizes for the best comical costume, comical sign, the most jovial character, the most creative character, the funniest placard, right? Funniest placard, the best costume. If you come as a band, you can have the tomato band or the vegetable band, and out of that comes creativity, like vegetable this, whatever the case may be, or the best COVID band, or whatever the case may be. So really, it's all about creativity. And you can come as an individual. You don't have to come as a band. You can sit down right now and think. You can come as two characters. You can come enter once and go and change and come back and enter a second time. So you can have two costumes if you wish. And there are prizes, wonderful prizes, plus there are guest performers. We'll have some soca artists who will be singing. And it's from 4 to 5, from 3 o'clock to 5:30, okay, 5:36. So it's going to be nice and tight. And as you know us, we're going to start on time. So anybody who wants to enter, again, they can phone the Grenada Trade Center. They can phone Marilyn McKenzie, as I gave the number, 414-6398, or Mary Romaine, 459-3622. Or if you're in doubt, call the Trade Center. That's easy to remember. And also with the tickets at all the Gittins Pharmacy and Filbert Brothers Supermarket. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to go and sit and enjoy myself as well. So and Solar System, that's a nice thing that they're doing themselves in a group of mass people who think that this should happen. Solar System is as I told you, it's about panels and solar lights and saving energy and stuff. So if you want to do anything with that, phone Ricky Biddle. Yeah. And I hope to see. I hope you come and portray something from GBN. There should be a lot from GBN.
I want to see. I don't want to be. Ooh, look at Ryan. Oh, I want to see. I don't want to be. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, that means they say in the olden days, when you rhyme just off the bat like that without even thinking, you're gonna get a letter.
Really? I haven't gotten a letter in how many years? Well, maybe today.
Who knows? A letter or a card. Well, in this day, maybe you might get a nice letter via WhatsApp or something nice.
Maybe that's what.
I always remember growing up. The moment we rhyme, my mom would say, "You're gonna get a letter."
Well, first time I'm hearing that one. Okay, I'll look out for that love letter, whatever avenue it comes.
Oh, I love you. You see where you went? The first thing, most people might go, "Oh my God, I hope I don't get a bill. I hope I don't get."
I didn't even think of that.
Love. You went with love.
I'm trying to be a positive person as much as I can be, because the world is filled with enough negativity. I'm gonna be the positive light. Somebody on Facebook is inquiring. Shakespeare Mass is known to be a part of Carnival. It's a favorite of Carnival. Would there be a part of Old Mass competition for Shakespeare?
If you want to come and do a presentation of Shakespeare Mass, sure. Shakespeare Mass comes mainly from Carriacou. It's a tradition of Carriacou, not so much Grenada, but it's mainly one of the main cultural characters in Carriacou. And so wonderful, as you know, Shakespeare Mass is wonderful. So anybody who wants to come and do a presentation of Shakespeare Mass, they come, you're welcome. I think that'll be fantastic.
And as we prepare to wrap up, Ricky, what are your thoughts on how Old Mass has been over the years? Like you said, it's part of Grenada's tradition when it comes to Carnival. And over the years, it has transitioned, especially from the streets, moving into the competition a few years ago. What's your take on how it has grown in popularity, as well as the portrayals that we usually see?
Well, unfortunately, Old Mass has been fading slowly because the focus has not been on Old Mass as it has been, and Juve. Because as I said before, people use the first part of Juve was always Old Mass before any of the bands coming down, And I think we have to bring that back. We also have to introduce Old Mass into like having competitions like this, where people can come into a center and see it and see the Old Mass. So we have to focus more. I like, for instance, Spice Mass should say this year is the slogan is Old Mass. Their logo this year, because it's always been traditional mass, pretty mass, pan mass. So maybe Old Mass could be the next logo for Spice Mass. So we bring Old Mass to the focus, and then we can educate people, the youth, and so what is Old Mass? And that's how you start bringing things back. But I think personally it has died, and only few people are doing it. I think the Lions used to do an Old Mass competition, and again that faded away, unfortunately. So that's a really good thing to focus on Old Mass maybe for 2022. When we bring back Carnival, the positiveness of Old Mass.
Do you think next month's competition would remind us of the splendor of Old Mass?
Oh yes. Hopefully creativity. I'm asking people, anybody out there, moms, grannies, anybody, you have a message, you want to say something, you want to come out and have fun, dress up and kind of stuff. And it's going to be a safe environment where you're going to be, the participants going to be outside in a safe space. We'll have people guiding you in. Next. It'll be all safe and sound. Just come in and have fun. We want people to come and families come out, buy your tickets, get there and just come and kick back and relax, because that's the only carnival you'll be getting. Again, it's permission granted, and they've asked for this permission for a long time. And I think we should not God has been good to us. Even from Ivan on, we have been blessed, and let's not push God. A lot of people are anti-vaxxers or vaxxers. I don't care about that. All I care about is that you take precaution for yourself, your health, and the health of the people around you. So we have been lucky. Grenada's been lucky, and let's keep it that way. So don't push it. Don't try and think we don't have COVID, because you never know. The person next to you might be somebody who's scheming on a boat or something, and just silly like that, without thinking, that person comes in and they have the COVID of the virus. And just like that, one spread, if the Delta comes to Grenada, that's it. One spread, and then we'll be locked down again for another year or more. So don't feel that because we don't have COVID in Grenada, COVID cannot come here. I'm not pushing anything. I'm just saying, for your own health, and look at how we are talking now. I long to give you a little hug, Blossom.
All right. It's been a while. I've gotten one of your hugs.
Yes, I haven't seen you in such a long, physically, I haven't seen you in such a long time, and we miss that. And people miss hugging, especially Caribbean people. We are huggy people. We are close-knit people. We are high-five people, and all that is gone. So we don't want to lose that. The world is totally different now. Grenada and the world will never, ever be the same. But we have to live with it. We have to adapt, So please, people, don't think that because Grenada does not have COVID cannot come to us.
I like that. Well said, Ricky. So just remind us of the details for August 1st.
Okay, August the 1st at 3 p.m. at the Trade Center. And you can get tickets, as you know, all the Gittins Pharmacy in Grandans, Grenville, Wharf, Filbert Brothers Supermarket, and the Trade Center. We are closing the registration on the 27th of July, and just come down. It's at 3 p.m., 3 to 5:30. It's going to be fun. And if you want to register, registration is free. You can come as a group. You get group rates as well. It's $40, I think, $45, and $20 for kids. And it's going to be a great event, and just come and enjoy.
Lovely. Thank you so very much, Ricky. Looking forward to the splendor of Old Mass. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you so much, Blossom. God bless you.
Bless you. Have a wonderful one. Richardo Keynes Douglas, Old Mass competition, August 1st at the Trade Center. Get your tickets. No tickets will be sold on the day, so you got to be first and foremost to get one of the 300 tickets for the 1,000-person capacity Trade Center. COVID-19 protocols in full effect. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll link up with Just School Media for this morning's Traffic Cam. We'll be right back.
Hello? I can't see you.
What's good?
But I can't even hear you.
Yo.
Hello? Hello? Ah.
Okay, I see you. I'm good. I'm coming in.
Ah. There you are.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high-quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel's super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
Hi, darling. Are you still working on that article to help customers better understand their Grenlec bill?
Yes. Have a look. The left side shows the electricity rates and government charges. The middle has your present usage and 8-month usage history. And the right side shows all your charges.
What about the fuel and non-fuel charge?
Good question. The fuel charge is the cost of fuel to generate your electricity. The non-fuel charge is the cost of delivering electricity to your home and any other necessary services.
And VAT?
You pay 15% on the non-fuel portion of any usage over 99 units.
How much is the environmental levy that Grenlec collects for Solid Waste Management Authority?
This charge on domestic customers is $5 or $10, depending on your usage. So, add the fuel, non-fuel, VAT, and the environmental levy, and that's your electricity bill.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
We now join Just Cool Media for this morning's traffic cam, and he's in St. David. Let's see what's going on the outside.
Which is working properly. Also, as we drive along the nation's road and we have garbage, we wait to put it in a designated bin instead of throwing it on the side of the road. Those of you who traverse in Grenada, just Coffee Bow Hill, where the slide is, if you look there, you'll see how much bottles, plastics, and so that are just thrown on the side of the road by people just walking on. So, and it's so unsightly. Yes, I have the road all to myself. Now we are going down Tabor. Driving in the outside of St. George's should be easy because there's not much traffic. So where there's less traffic, there should be less accidents. Although there's not much traffic, the tendency when there's not much traffic, the tendency of the driver is to speed. So for those of you who just joined, we are in the Virgin Parish of St. David and we are heading down Tabor Hill, or say Tabor Aid. Suggest and the slides overcast in St. David at the moment. There's a dark cloud and the rain is drizzling. Have some early morning showers parish of St. David. So motorists, you gotta exercise caution because soon the road will be wet. So how to avoid accident? Always be alert on the road. Also, know your vehicle. Except something malfunction all of a sudden, but know your vehicle. Check your brakes, check your fluid level. And we know as motorists, drivers, gas price has climbed. So it's more expensive to travel from one location to the next. As a driver, you can stop to give someone a bly, as we just say. When they're coming out from a minor road into the major road, you as traveling on the major road, you can stop to give them the opportunity to drive out. So wherever you're tuning in from, it's Wednesday. It's a rainy Wednesday in the parish of St. David. Not sure if it's raining other parts of Grenada, but we are in St. David and it's raining. So just exercise caution. Though there isn't much traffic, the tendency is to speed. But no, still exercise caution because the road is wet. Wherever you're tuning in from, this is your Wednesday morning traffic cam. To all my radio listeners, my TV viewers, we are in St. David. I'm just letting you know also at Just School, we do live streaming and video recording of funeral services all over Grenada. You can contact us directly on 473-409-1981, or you can contact us through your funeral agencies. For the best value in live streaming and video recording of funeral services all over Grenada, you check Just School. And if you're driving through Corinth for the first time, you intend to drive, the part of the road in Corinth where they are doing drainage, building drains. So there's 2 humps just close to St. David's Marina Gap. So driver, you have to also exercise caution. Yes, so as we get closer to Bailey's Bacolet, we're seeing there's some traffic on the road, but not congested, just a smooth flow of traffic in St. David. And we just passing the home of the St. David Vendors Market. So on a Saturday, you can check them out. Support local. Bailey's Bacolet.
Monday and Wednesday, 7:45 a.m. We link up with Just School Media for Traffic Cam. We thank Junior Checkley so much. And this is where we're going to end the televised portion of Good Morning Grenada. Thank you so much for tuning in. Whichever platform you use this morning, always appreciate your listenership, your viewership. Thank you for your time. It is now 5 minutes onto the hour of 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock workers, you should already be at your desk, making sure everything is in place. You set up your papers, set up your pen, so as soon as the clock strikes 8 and the door open, you're ready to do what they're paying you to do, right? So 8 o'clock workers, I shouldn't have to tell you about traffic because you're in the office already, right? The rest of you, hurry up and get to town for 9 because you had to be 9 o'clock you're going to work or town for if you're still in traffic. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your wonderful Wednesday there. I saw some showers of blessings this morning. Not sure how long they will last for, but either way, be prepared, rain or sun. Whatever you need to get through the day, make sure you have it with you. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, everybody. Bye-bye. Wait, hold on. They slokalus. Hold on, they slokalus. Let me give them the real tune in the dance. That is it. Bye.